How long does it actually take to rebuild collagen? A week? A month? A full skin cycle? If you've ever started a new routine, peels, retinol, exosomes, copper, and then stared at your skin wondering, is this even working? This episode is for you. Today, we're walking through the real timeline of collagen remodeling, what to expect at 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and beyond, and how to layer your treatments so your skin isn't just improving, it's transforming. This is your full roadmap to firmer, tighter, more radiant skin with zero guesswork.
The big question, how long does it really take to stimulate and rebuild your collagen?
Well, far
What's
be
the
it
truth?
for me
Yes.
to, burst anybody's bubble, but, none of that is instant.
Right.
Even the most aggressive thing that you could do, like, a deep TCA peel or needling, things
Yeah.
like that, I still feel like 90 days is a turnover point where you can actually start to see those changes.
Yeah.
Because, when you're stimulating collagen, that's happening deep in the skin. It's not a surface thing.
Right.
It's happening very deep in the skin. And then you got to think of like all the time it takes like the skin and the layers to turn over and
Yeah.
everything, that collagen and elastin and to thicken and plump the skin and push all that up. I mean, that takes time.
Right.
That takes bare minimum 90 days. And I feel like just as with anything, the longer 90 days, 5-6 months,
Yeah.
even longer, it's just going to be a continuating process.
Right.
I want to say with the TCA peel, wasn't it documented that it would keep stimulating collagen for, I believe it was like 9 months to a year, like for one peel that's just continuously pumping up everything in the skin. That's why it's like the anti-aging peel, right? Because you
Wow,
do it
yeah.
once and then for 9 months you've got all this extra bonus.
So if you are doing a series of
Oh,
monthly peels like
wonderful.
we recommend, or even, the weekly peels, that's why we recommend consistency.
And those will help. Everything will help. Lots
Sure.
of things will help.
Absolutely.
But the big heavy hitters
Yeah.
like that, I mean, those are, your
Yeah.
key. If you really want to change your skin, you need to do something a little bit more aggressive. You need to do all the normal things, but then you need to throw in like what I call a treatment, like whether that's a peel or a needling
Yeah.
or an IPL treatment, something along those lines.
Well, let's take a walk down that timeline to stimulate collagen. Let's focus on like week 1. What might someone feel or notice, or if anything?
I think if you're doing the things that are going to help with the collagen, let's say you're using your retinoids at night, you're using a couple of key
Yeah.
active ingredients,
Sure.
you did some needling, you used vitamin A peel, something along those lines. I think quickly you're going to feel more so just, smooth skin from whatever exfoliation process or whatever process you did.
Right.
It did stimulate something to happen in your skin, and that is going to speed up turnover. And so you're going to notice, smoother skin, I would say. Sometimes that could be related to swelling, though. If you did needling
Sure.
or if you did a peel,
Yeah.
you could be looking at a little bit of swelling in the skin, so everything looks better, when there's a little bit of swelling involved or a
Yes.
little bit of rosiness,
Especially if you're working on like an indentation scar or something along those
Yeah.
lines. You might see that little
Yeah.
superficial swelling, and then that's going to kind of surface.
Yeah, so you could see a little something maybe, but I think that's just going to be it's definitely going to be very
Okay, so let's
surface.
fast forward to maybe week 4.
Yeah. So I don't think there's going to be anything big to notice other than sometimes people can see a little bit more refined pores and things of
Okay.
those nature.
Makeup maybe goes on a little
Your
smoother.
makeup could definitely go on smoother, but that's more from the exfoliation.
Right.
I mean, if you've done a peel or something along those lines, or even if you did needling,
Right.
it's still, stimulated a quicker turnover, but nothing major.
Okay, so let's
you know,
fast forward
but
now
take
to-
your picture now.
Yeah.
Take your second picture before you started.
Correct.
Picture at
Yeah.
month 1. Now you know where you're standing. They probably look pretty similar,
Mm-hmm,
but let's keep going.
Right, absolutely. Now let's fast forward to say month 3.
Yeah, month 3. I think when you're going to take that month 3 picture and put that next to,
Okay.
well, before you started, you're going to see changes in your skin. And I don't think they're going to be huge changes. Like, let's say, if you could even like place one photo over another in like some photo editing programs, and you can like see, oh, this line, it might be a millimeter shorter than the other line, which is huge,
Sure.
but not what people are wanting to see on their face. I mean, they want to see those crow's feet gone, or they
Right.
want to see this line gone, and that's not going to happen. It's too fast. That's why I'm saying like 90 days is nothing.
Right.
And hopefully you're doing more treatments along this
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
You've already done, let's say, 3 treatments. So, you're starting to notice those little subtle changes
Right.
come by, day 90. And I think now you're just going to want to keep going, because certainly everything's getting smoother, a little bit tighter. Maybe you
Right.
notice some lines getting shorter. I think that's the big thing that you start noticing is whatever little lines you have,
Right.
they're shrinking just a little bit, or they're not as easy to see on there. They look a lot shallower.
Sure.
And that's why I think people tend to look at, photos of either customers or photos that we might even put on the website and accuse us of, why don't you use people that are older and stuff? It's like, well, this lady's 55.
Yes.
How
Right.
just because she doesn't look like she's 75 doesn't
it.
mean she's not 55. We can
She's
tell.
still trying to stimulate that collagen
She-
because,
yeah.
as we know, you stop producing collagen in your mid-20s?
25, what is it? It goes down
Yeah.
1% every
Right.
single year after 25. So by the
That's a
time you
scary
hit 50, you're 25% of your collagen is just like gone.
So if you were to do nothing, you would not be stimulating collagen.
Nothing. If you weren't using a retinoid or doing a peel or, a mask, an IPL, collagen induction therapy like
it.
needling and microinfusion, if you were doing none of those things, your skin is just going downhill, and it's probably going down quite quickly.
Right.
When you start reaching
Yes.
your 40s, you start noticing those first lines. If you're noticing lines,
Yes.
you need to start immediately.
Right.
If that's your wake-up call. Like you've been
Right.
losing collagen for 15 years now, or
Right,
20
because
years.
as you said, if we're 3 months into the timeline and we're starting to see some things, but
Subtle.
between month 6 and month 12,
Oh, huge.
that's when they're going to see the most results.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when, and that's why, gosh darn it, photos are so important.
Yes, yeah.
We'll have people pull up photos in the Facebook guru
Yeah.
group. I remember the one lady, it's been multiple ladies, let's just say that right off the bat, it'll come up in your timeline. You know
Sure.
how you'll say, oh, here was your picture, from a year and a half,
Oh,
year and a
yes.
half ago, 2 years ago.
100%.
And they'll pull up that picture and they'll see this recent picture, and it is night and day. Looks like they
Honestly.
lost 15 years
Yeah.
of age on their face.
Yes.
Pigmentation is gone. Their skin is so smooth and beautiful.
Yes.
And in the first picture, they actually even had makeup there trying to cover it up. Now they have no makeup on, and their skin
Wow.
is just glowing and beautiful and smooth. And people are like, even people in the group, they're like, what did you do? Oh, here's my regimen, and I did, some peels, and
Yes.
I did a couple of these and a couple of those, and they look like they aged backwards.
Right.
And we're talking a year and a half. I saw somebody that had like a 2-year gap in between their photos, but it was
That's
just
cool.
substantial. And no matter what, those years are going to pass.
Yes.
So you might as well be doing something positive
Right.
with that time, because no
Yeah.
matter what, you're going to just keep aging. Let's start aging backwards.
Let's reverse it as much as we can. Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
And let's try to just keep building this collagen, right?
That's
so
so
let's
important.
talk about some platinum skincare products that we can recommend
Yes.
for customers to keep this collagen train moving.
Yeah. So let's start with the simple stuff. So like easy everyday products you
Yeah.
can use. We've got our Regenerate. We've got copper peptides.
Yeah.
So CP serum, super place to start. We've got, this is Matrixyl Synth 6. Super for around the eye area, but also for the whole entire face. It doesn't have to just be the eyes. Syn TC, so I always say TC stands for total collagen.
Yeah.
So definitely use this.
And let's really focus on those potions because those are concentrated ingredients.
Yeah, so like Skin Extra. This
Yeah.
is our last one. So there's a couple of ways to use these, even the copper. So this is something that you could use every day. right? You can use these individually. We can mix them together, make a 2-potion or
Yes.
a 4-potion combo. That's a great way to get these in
Absolutely.
here. Or you can take this and mix it into one of your favorite products.
Yes.
I want to stress too that if we move on to, just for a moment, we'll talk about like collagen induction therapy,
Yes.
which is, microinfusion,
Yes.
microneedling, where you're, needling products into the skin. What you can do is take your base serum. This is our Exo EGF. And you're going to pour it into your tool, and then you can add, 1 or 2 drops
Yeah.
of one of these. And I suggest if you're using more than one, 1 drop only.
Yes.
We don't need a super high percentage. These are very high. That's why I say like a drop in
Yes.
here. Mix that up. Now we're adding all the benefits of this. And I would say like any one of these would be
Yes.
great options because there's already epidermal growth factor in here and Replexium. And so Replexium is another ingredient just like these, super for stimulating collagen. So we
Yes.
have one in here, but I didn't want to load this down. I wanted this to be a fairly simple serum that anybody could use. We don't want to
Yes.
run risks of allergic reactions or
Yes.
anything like that. But you can go ahead and add your own extras. Could you add a little copper? I want to say you can add, we have the GHK in our PDRN, right? Dr. Picard has talked about as well using this second generation. He doesn't mention needling it into the skin. He mentions either applying it right before
Okay.
or right after.
Got it.
So I don't know that I would suggest adding this copper into the serum. But the GHK you potentially could if you wanted to.
The 7%.
And we already have GHK in the PDRN, so you don't have to add it in there. But if you wanted to add it into the EHR
Yeah.
or the if you wanted to mix it in with whatever you're making up with your
Yeah.
AD, which is the exosomes. Any of those, could be used. So these are just every day. They're going to take a little bit longer.
Sure.
I suggest still 90 days, always take photos and preferably longer. Now, if you're needling with it, hey, yeah, that's obviously, you're going to get that in
Yeah.
your skin much deeper. That could be potentially quicker results, but still, when we're talking peels, when we're talking this, it still takes 90 days minimum.
For sure. We always
Photos
say
are
with
everything.
the potions to use them morning and night on freshly cleansed skin because
Twice
they
a
do
day.
build in your skin.
Yep.
So the longer you're using those, the better results you're going to see. So
Yes.
again, our famous phrase, consistency is key.
That's
Ding.
right.
But it's true. So that's why we always keep saying it, because if you keep using them, and like you said, if you take that photo on day one and you're working on, the eye area or what have you, in a month you will see something happening.
Something. You
But-
might feel like, I feel like it's a little tighter or whatever,
Yeah.
but don't just go by your memory. Take the photos. It's
Yeah.
so hard. It's so hard to tell anything
Yeah.
by just thinking you remember what you looked like in the mirror. You just don't.
Do you think that's why customers will sometimes get frustrated and kind of stop their regimen because
I
they
do.
feel like, oh, I bought this Matrixyl and I've used it and it just doesn't work?
Right, I use a bottle and I don't see anything. Okay, and my first question is always, where's your photos? Let's see your before
Right.
and let's see your, and then they just drop off. I was like, okay, well, then how do we know?
Right.
And also, what else are you using? Are you
True.
doing anything else? I mean, are you not even washing your face, but you just apply this once a day or once a week? Or,
Yeah.
you need to use ingredients consistently for them to work. I mean, think about it. I mean, they're topical. With needling,
Right.
microinfusing, you're pushing it deep into the skin. So
Yes.
yeah, you're going to get better results with that. These topicals, I mean, we need to give them time.
Yes.
It's a lower percentage that's going to penetrate into the skin. I do have a couple of tips for that though. I mean, try to apply actives like this, and we do try to put things in this already, like our Regenerate here.
Yes.
This has nano hyaluronic particles in here. Nano things help to
Right.
push it deeper into the skin. You could use the nano hyaluronic and apply that at the
Sure.
same time as your serums. And there's actually some of that in here already. We
Sure.
try really hard to put like a nano product in most things.
A penetrator.
Another thing that you can do is, put some emo oil on top.
Yeah.
Emo oil is a transdermal ingredient, and anytime that you put it on top of one, it will aid in pushing it deeper into the skin
Got it.
because it's so easily accepted,
Yeah.
it can pull some things in there with it. But, some molecules are just too big, like collagen. far, far, far too big. It's a great moisturizer, but you're going to have to needle it into your skin. Most of these, though, peptides, the beauty of peptides is they are very tiny.
Yes.
They're very tiny and they will penetrate. So, you know, just keep in mind, as with anything, it's going to take a little bit of time. Another thing that's going to take a little bit of time and requires consistency, but is so, so, so helpful is LED. And I just cannot stress enough, there's no downtime, no pain. There's nothing negative about this.
Super easy.
Nothing negative. Put it on. I like to put it on literally at night. You know, I'll put it on. I make sure I don't put my retinoid on before I go to bed because you don't really want a lot of products on when you use these. So if I'm planning to put this on, maybe 2 times a week probably is my average. I will just put like a serum on, usually my Regenerate, or I have a mixture. Well, let me say, my Regenerate is a mixture of Regenerate, XO80, and PDRN mixed together.
Got it.
I put that on. So, and then, so I don't have a lot of buildup on my face. Put this on, go to bed, and like, I just fall asleep with it on. I set it for 30 minutes on high, and I will wake up usually when it turns off. And then I'll just take it off and set it aside. Or sometimes I don't wake up. I wake up with the mask on. But that's okay. It's not doing anything. It's not harming me. It's not hot. You can breathe through it. And this is going to help. But, you know, with all of the LED studies, and there are hundreds of studies that have been done on this for decades of, you know, light therapy. But this definitely helps. But, you know, you do have to be very consistent. You have to use it continuously to give it a chance to work properly.
And if you did want to still apply retinoids or things after you remove your mask, then you could go and back into your bathroom and your vanity and put on your other
I just find it easy because I know me. I know when I get into bed, I'm going to sleep. Like sometimes, you know, if you're going to stay up and watch TV or you're going to do something, well, that's fine. You know, then you're done, take it off and put the rest of your products on. But those are my nights where I know I'm probably going to sleep, but I want to put the mask on. I go less is more. And it's okay to have a serum on. It's good to keep your skin moist. When you have it on, because I know at first they always used to say like clean skin, and clean skin is fine. It's preferable over a whole bunch of products. But they're finding now that having some moisture in your skin, like not that dry skin, it's just being dry. Putting a water-based moisturizer on, like nano-hyaluronic or something along those lines, helps the LED penetrate better. So, super.
Let's talk about the VIS IPL.
Yeah, IPL, intense pulse light. It's not a laser. Super for stimulating collagen. And all of these things do it in different ways, right? So this one does it with its heat, of course, so it penetrates into your skin. And this one has like 8 different levels, depending on your skin tone. So any skin tone can use this. Besides, I want to say 6. I want to say Fitzpatrick 6 they suggest against, but all the way up to Fitzpatrick 5, you can use it on, you know, 1 or 2 setting. Anybody else, the lighter your skin, you can use it stronger. And obviously, the stronger you're doing your flashes, the better results you're going to get. So this is a really good one if you're somewhere, you know, Fitzpatrick 1 through Fitzpatrick 4, maybe 5. Great way to stimulate collagen. It's also super for, you know, hyperpigmentation and stuff like that. But this too doesn't have a lot of downtime. Like when we talk about our LED, no downtime. The VIS, really no downtime. And when you read the directions, they suggest to do it between 2 and 3 times per week. So, you know, whenever you're going from one treatment to another treatment, let's say you did this and you've only got, let's say, 2 days you have to wait. Well, okay, once 2 days are done, you can still do whatever you want. And maybe you want a needle. Maybe you want to do a chemical peel. And then, of course, you know, read the however many weeks. Oh, I got to wait 2 weeks. And then I can do what? Well, I can do another one of those, or I can do this. And, of course, at any time you can do your LED.
So you can mix these, alternate them together. Obviously, the LED, the Illuminate mask, can be used after any of these treatments.
You could do your IPL and then do an LED. You could do your needling, then LED. You can do, the only thing I would say, don't do LED, you know, while your peel's on your skin. Let's say you're doing a Dream Peel, which is a high percentage of vitamin A and vitamin C. I always forget to mention that, but huge percentage of vitamin C in this. So great for, hyperpigmentation and stuff.
Sure.
If this is on your face, you don't want to put anything else on. So don't do an LED or anything like that.
Right, because you leave on your skin for 4 to 6 hours after you apply it.
Yes.
So that's it. You don't want to apply anything else.
Yeah, for most people, I would just put it on and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we called it the dream peel. It was
Yay.
meant to be really easy. But we do have some that are like really like restless sleepers and are getting
Sure.
it all over. Okay, put it on during the day.
Yeah.
And I do want to stress too for some people, and we're going to be adding this into our like next printing of our boxes, that if you are really sensitive, let's say that that 6 hours is too much for you.
Sure.
You don't have to leave it on that long.
yeah.
Leave it on for an hour. Leave it
Sure.
on for 2 hours. See what works for your skin.
Right,
So
yeah.
even those that are super sensitive can still potentially
Yeah.
use this.
Yes.
Use it for a short amount of time and then wash it off and you're good.
Yeah, some clients get a little bit of a warming sensation.
I do.
I do as well. And it kind of like alarms them a little bit, and you don't have to have it on like you said. You can just simply rinse it off.
No, and I find some people, let's say, okay, so retinoids, they don't last forever.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no great way to test a retinoid, once you get this home. There's studies done and they tell you, and actually the hydroxypanacolone retinoid, which is gram active, that's like the sturdiest
Sure.
one thus far, I think that they're finding that's going to like last the longest and keep its highest percentage. But no matter what, it is going to lose its percentage. So we recommend to use this by a year.
Right.
Right? And super for collagen, since we're talking about collagen, that's why this is sitting here. But let's say it's past a year. I had somebody message this morning saying that they had theirs for 2.5 years.
Okay.
What can I do with it? Like they found it in the closet. They're like,
Oh.
can I still use this? And I'm like, well, most likely, after 2.5 years, you got a year and a half after this. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Is how much retinol is still in here?
Correct.
Maybe it's as potent as like Fusion A 0.15 or something.
Got it.
Maybe, maybe less, maybe
Sure.
more. I don't know. But I told her, because like she didn't want to throw it out. She still wanted to kind of use it. She has like half a bottle
I
left.
get
I'm
it.
like, well, you can try it maybe.
Yeah.
Try like twice a week, see how
See
your
what
skin
happens.
feels, see
Sure.
what happens. If you really want to use it up, I mean, I go, if nothing's happening,
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're getting any kind of retinoid benefit, I go, throw it out and start again, right? It's
Yes.
not like,
Absolutely.
but there are a lot of ways to use this. You can use it as a standalone product, just do your peel once a month with just that.
Sure.
Or you could do like TCA and then put that as your finisher. You could use
Yeah.
Jesner and use that as your, finisher or
As a peel booster.
boosting. So that I think that's super beneficial because
Yes.
we know that vitamin A is so good for stimulating collagen and
Absolutely.
elastin in the skin. And then of course, like, I don't even know which to say is number one,
Yeah.
whether it is, needling, which
Sure.
literally is called collagen induction therapy.
Right.
Or TCA peels.
Those are your
because
two heavy-hitting
these
treatments.
These are so good. And I would like just alternate these.
Right.
Or do a series of these and then a series of these.
Very true.
Both of these products are the most important thing.
So they're essential for collagen stimulation.
Yes.
Those would be your two treatments.
Yep.
You can alternate those or choose one and,
Yep.
space them apart. More than
Absolutely.
likely once a month is probably a good rule of thumb. I know
Yeah.
with the needling, if you're not as aggressive, you can do it a
You
little
can
bit
do it
more
once every 2
frequently.
weeks, yeah. If you're not sensitive.
Correct.
And I feel like I could probably do it every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When I do it, I'm like, yeah. I
Yeah.
heal really quickly
Yeah.
and I don't have a lot of downtime or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like I could totally do that every 2 weeks, but I have seen some people go extremely aggressive.
Sure.
And their whole face is red, and I'm like, yeah, you might need to do that once a week, or not once a week. I edit that out.
Right.
Once a month.
There you go.
Once a month is good. Once a month is good. And same with the TCA,
Yes,
but
yeah.
boy, such good options for stimulating collagen.
So let's recap. If a client or customer is looking for just daily products and they want to really get their collagen stimulating, so we're talking retinoids,
Yes.
peptides,
Yes.
exosomes, vitamin C.
Vitamin C, and we have our new vitamin C that'll be coming out soon.
That's
The
exciting.
Secret
I've
agent will be
received
coming
a
soon.
lot of messages about that. And
Yes.
we're eagerly awaiting.
Yes, vitamin C is wonderful for
Yeah,
collagen. And
for sure.
we did kind of skip over that because I didn't have our vitamin C to
Yes.
hold, but that is,
Yes.
I mean, and it is known, and actually, the one vitamin C that stimulates collagen the most is THDA, which
Okay.
is the oil-soluble form.
Got it.
And that is what our new secret agent is predominantly.
So fun. We will
Huge
dedicate a whole
percentages.
podcast,
Yeah.
I'm sure, to
Yes.
the new Secret Agent 6 product.
Yes, that'll be a super one. And that's your antioxidant for the day.
Yeah.
So everybody needs that. You're going to get
Yeah.
benefits no matter what.
Well, perfect. Good, good, good. So peels are super important.
Yes.
The microinfusion is super important. Daily products. Let's talk about what are some biggest mistakes that someone could make when they're really trying to get their collagen going and they buy a lot of this stuff. They buy some, this and that, and now they're prepping with Fade Bright and they're doing a bunch of things. What could be a big mistake that they could make?
Well, the number one thing is not being too aggressive.
Yeah.
At the get-go.
Right.
Like, you have to ease into a lot of these products. You're going to have to ease into
Sure.
the retinoids. You're going to have to ease into Fade Bright. So
Yep.
let's start off with no more than, 3 times per week with those. No more than every other day. And that may be too much for some people. Ease into it. And then don't try to do too many things at once. If it's okay to start with just the peel. Like,
Sure.
you do not have to buy all of this. Start with just the peel or start with just the microinfusion
Right.
and do that for a little while. Start with just the IPL. You don't have to do everything. Those are like, do one, take photos.
Yes. And don't give
Gauge.
up. Don't give up too soon.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
those photos are going to help keep you focused
Yeah.
and moving forward. You're going to start seeing those results, and then you're going to be excited and be like, okay, now what else can I do?
Yeah.
That's okay. Take your time with it. Do one for a little while, then try another one for a little while. Continue taking those photos. Maybe go back, try another one. Just always keep doing something. Like, always keep moving forward. That's from like a Disney movie. Keep moving forward.
Yes, right?
It's like I think about it all the time, and it's so true.
So would
Don't
that be
give
your
up.
one thing that you would stress? Just be consistent. Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Yes.
Keep doing something. I
Even
feel like do a treatment.
changing it
Do
up.
any
Yeah.
kind of pick a treatment and do a treatment every single month.
Yeah.
Just be consistent with that,
I
no matter
agree.
what it is.
Yep. I feel like if they've got consistency and they're diligent and they're using the products, that we recommend in a slow, steady way, they're going to be successful.
They're going to get results, and
They're
they're
gonna
going to see more collagen
They just
and
have
the
to
lasting.
be patient.
Yes.
Yes.
It's simple.
Absolutely. Well, if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-917-3155. We're happy to help.
Absolutely. You can visit us also on Facebook at our Platinum Skincare Gurus, or you can email us at support@platinumskincare.com. We respond all the time, even
Yes,
on
we
weekends a
do.
lot of times.
Yes, we do. All right.
All righty.